Inequalities that are present in our community is very alarming, and yet we're not doing anything about it. That's why we choose to research more about it. Since when we say inequalities that are present in our community is a broad topic, we narrow it down and come up with these things: gender inequality, social inequality, and racism. So gender inequality has been so far the most controversial issue of all time because the society can accept other gender than female and male. We immediately label them and underestimate their capabilities without giving them a chance to showcase what they have.
Social inequality is very evident here in the Philippines. As we all know, money is power. This means having a big amount of money gives a lot of benefits. These are the privileges that others could not attain. A good example of this justice system in our country, the famous line, "The justice is only for the rich," is based from this inequality.
Racism is not that controversial since some people take it as a joke. We think that people who receive that kind of jokes are not hurt when in fact they question themselves and they become antisocial. We should end this kind of jokes since jokes are supposed to make people happy and not the other way around.
The first question is, what is the main purpose of our presentation and what is our motivation for doing the paper? The main purpose of this paper is to let the people know what is really happening in our community. This paper can also be an eye-opener, not only to the people but also to our leaders. And the purpose why we wrote this paper because we noticed that the inequalities were too much for those people who are below the poverty line. And we were motivated to write this because of those people who weren't able to speak up, who were tired because they were always being misunderstood, and to those people who went through so much and yet the government is being blind about it.
The second question is, what are your selling points? How did you gather these details? We're trying to point out in this paper is that we should end in these qualities. We are in 21st century now. Everyone should be open-minded. Everyone should be sensitive about the feelings of other people. Leaders should prioritize more those people who are in need. We have gathered these details by researching more literary reviews that is related to our topic.
So the question is, how will our study contribute to the society? Our paper would be a big help, especially to the society, to become more aware of what's happening in our community, and for us to give more attention on how we can solve this issue, and for us to have the courage to fight for our rights.
What are the limitations that we have encountered in our study and how did we adjust them? We encountered a lot of things while doing this study. Like for example, since we only have a limited time, we cannot survey all of our chosen respondents. To address this, we just research more about our chosen topic and we discuss as well our opinions about it. And since our topic is a broad topic, we tried to narrow it down so that we can discuss it more properly.
The last question is, what recommendations are needed to resolve the issues you have presented? The recommendations are needed to resolve the issue is, even while you're a student, you need to finish your study because in our society nowadays, most of students are neglecting learning. You need to reciprocate the suffering of your parents and help others by starting various kinds. Before helping others, help yourself first to grow. When you succeed, you can volunteer to devote some time to places where your assistance is needed, like in old age homes, orphanage, or even be a part of service groups where community service is a practice.
And I saw